In Owasso, Oklahoma, a sighting has occurred of a deer lady. In order to track her down, I would need the help of my sidekick and personal assistant, Gus. I told Gus about the sighting of the deer lady on Don Henning's farm. Don was working in the field when he saw an attractive young lady. Don approached her to let her know that she was trespassing. She looked at him and smiled. He noticed the biggest, most beautiful eyes he had ever seen. But he also noticed that she had hooves for feet. And then she ran off. He tried to follow her trail using his all-terrain vehicle, but she ran too fast and he never found her. Later that evening, his wife accused him of visiting the dancing girls at a club in the city. Don denied having seen the dancing girls anytime recently. The next day, a young man who was one of the ranch hands for Don saw the attractive lady in the field. He just could not look away from her eyes. Don saw this and was shocked to see the lady stomp the young man to death. But when Don looked at her hooves, she ran off again. Don blamed the gruesome murder on his wife, and she was hauled off by local police officers. Don took some time off to go visit the dancing girls in the city. Don was at a club, and when he came out of the club, he saw that same attractive lady again. This time, though, she wore antlers on her head. Frightened by this, Don quickly looked at her feet. She had hooves, but she did not run off. Instead, she lunged towards Don and whispered into his ear, "You shouldn't have lied about your wife." For several days after that, Don would see her standing in the field with antlers and hooves. He became concerned and started to stay inside the house all day. In the early mornings, he would hear a doe blowing, making a horrible screeching noise. And when he looked outside, she was standing there, the deer lady. Don decided to leave town. And that, Gus, is why we have the entire 200 acres of Mr. Henning's farm to search for the deer lady. Gus agreed to go with me to find this mythical creature. We set up tree stands, put on some camo, and put out a feeder with corn. Then we waited, and waited, and waited. A week went by, and nothing. One afternoon, a police officer showed up at the farm. The officer told us that Don had been found dead in Hanobia. He apparently died in a stampede. Also, his wife was cleared of all charges of murder due to lack of evidence. Then the officer asked what we were doing on the farm. I told her that we were trying to find the deer lady that Mr. Henning claimed he saw. The officer chuckled and then said, "Unless you're a horny young man or an unfaithful husband, you'll never see a deer lady. But keep at it if you want. Have a good day." She got in her squad car and left the farm. "That police lady was Native American," Gus said. Yes, she was, Gus." And then Gus said, "She had the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen."